All right, what up, everybody? I don't even know what podcast this is right now. We're just going to call this one the Gamers Open Discussion. I'm your boy Friz.
Boy Sensei from Gamers Open Discussion.
There we go. And there's been a lot of uh, a lot of discussions about making this podcast between us for a long time. And we're just two guys who are just really enthused about video games. Uh, we're just like fans, obviously. So we thought it was time to throw our perspective into it just because I just feel there's a lot of bad takes. Not just bad takes, but there's a lot of dishonest takes and there's a lot of like hyper inflation about things that are subpar, mediocre, or just people who just are just straight up lying. And our takes are going to be a little bit more honest. They're going to be coming from a more seasoned gamer's perspective, not somebody who just started gaming from, PlayStation, but I'm talking, we take it way back. So we understand how things have evolved as games. And you know what? I think this is just a good segue into starting our first
Hey,
topic. Oh, go ahead. You there?
hey, Frank.
Yeah.
Don't mean to interrupt, but I am experiencing technical difficulties real quick. So let me hardwire my PC
Yeah, no worries. It
because
says
I'm
your
like,
your
it's
bandwidth
the
is low.
Wi-Fi.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's the
so
Wi-Fi.
so yeah, no worries.
I'm gonna pause my video right quick.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just gonna keep riffing. So like as I was saying, there's just been a lot of like just bad takes as far as gaming goes. So I think this is a great opportunity for us to step out of just speculating and talking because we've accumulated, enough people that where we know, just through Twitter and other social medias because we've been communicating with people since like all these platforms have been around. So what I'm getting at with all this is we have some pretty good takes that I think that people will really appreciate once they hear them. And not to toot my own horn, but I think got great input when it comes to something like this. So and so does a sensei over there. So with that being said, I think we're just going to get right into it with this first story that we had to talk about because it's from one of the oldest companies that I love personally. We got to talk about this Capcom showcase, man.
It was not what I wanted,
Dude,
and it was not what
it's
I needed.
no. And to be 100% honest with you, I'm honestly really disappointed from Capcom going with a freaking so hard with Resident Evil on this one. Like almost too hard in my opinion.
Yeah,
With
it went hard.
with all the great franchises Capcom has in the pocket, I was really hoping to see something like out of the box as opposed to just like their version of like an Assassin's Creed or their version of a Call of Duty at this point.
Yeah. I think
So,
like the last interesting reveal Capcom had for me was the Ghosts and Goblins for the Switch at the Nintendo Direct. I think that after that, because that's like the only thing that they kind of like brought back from like an old game, like they haven't made nothing in that franchise in a long time. So it was kind of like, okay, that's cool. But the constant flood of just Resident Evil,
yeah,
just
it's
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 like,
it's annoying to me just because like I know that they've boiled the games back down to the survival horror element. So like they're different. I'm not saying it's like a first person shooter like how they or even a third person shooter how it used to be kind of like a soulless, I would say soulless Resident Evil, don't get me wrong. Like they were still great games, like they were fun to play. But I mean like that's the era where you get Leon or Chris Redfield punching rocks. You
yeah.
know, you know what I mean? So I mean, it's not the reveal I wanted personally. I mean, me and you were both talking about days before when we knew it was coming. We were talking about maybe even a Mega Man because I think the world needs a new Mega Man, whether we get
Bro,
it through X
I,
or Legacy.
I honestly, I'm honestly tired of waiting. Like it's getting to that point where it's like somebody needs to do something to somebody at Capcom to make them talk about what they're doing with Mega Man. Cause it's like you
Mhm.
can't be doing nothing. Like that NVIDIA leak that came out, like everything from that leak, like all those games, they seem to be being revealed, and they're all like coming to fruition. There's a Mega Man title on that list, and it's like, bro, just show us,
Yep.
like, show us something, like
Yeah.
anything, like even if you don't give me Mega Man, like what about like Strider, like another Strider game, because
Yeah.
that was good.
Yep.
Shit. At this point, it's like shit. Give me a new Ace Attorney or some shit. Like I'm not even tripping, bro.
Well, I
Like,
mean, realistically, what was the last Mega Man, like new Mega Man game, like Mega Man 11? Not
yeah,
the X Legacy collections,
yeah.
but I mean, like Mega Man 11 was that 2012?
No, make
No, that came out recently, right?
yeah. Mega Man 11 was like 2017, I think. I
But I
want to
mean,
say
bro, 2017 is like 5 years ago, though.
yes.
So I mean, like for Capcom to just go so heavy on Resident Evil, because it wasn't just Resident Evil 4, because they're remaking Resident Evil 4 for what reason I don't know personally, because I think Resident Evil 4 still kind of holds up to this
Yeah.
day by modern game standards. And they went with Resident Evil 4 remake. They went with Resident Evil Village DLC and like a new camera mode. It's a third person mode, which I mean, they took it back to third person, which I mean is cool for me because I don't like do that first person Resident Evil. I can't do it. Freaks me out.
Bro,
Freaks
they
me out.
even the thing that they could have focused on with the Resident Evil shit, like the DLC for Village, I think is like, yeah, you can announce that there because we didn't know about it.
Mhm.
Then that multiplayer, it's like, well, why didn't you show, like you said, it's coming out at the same time as the DLC? It's like, so
Yeah, the mercenaries mode.
yeah, it's like, why didn't you show it?
Yeah.
Like, and we've already kind of been worried about like the state of that title itself. Like, it's
Well, I
the
mean,
beta wasn't good.
we got to remember too. Resident Evil Village was that, and Metroid Dread were the most completed games of the years they came out.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were big games. So like a lot of people own them. I mean, if they still do own them, this is the age of digital where people have games on their hard drive or they just have games in the cloud just sitting. So I mean, it's a good way to digitally dust off that digital shelf to maybe get some more life into Village before they break out 4 remake. And then that begs the question: do you think they're going to do a 5 remake?
For Resident Evil?
Yeah, I mean, like Resident Evil 5 remake. I mean, just because they have the new engine.
The funny here's the I don't think they're gonna touch that one because of the controversy that was behind it.
What, because they're killing Africans?
They were definitely murdering Africans. They were definitely murdering Africans. That is 100% true. They were African.
I mean,
I don't remember seeing a white zombie.
It took place in a rural African village. So I mean, it's like if I saw white people there, Kenny, I'd be suspect. Just saying.
Well, the thing about it is the zombies didn't even really look like zombies. They
weren't
really
zombies. They weren't zombies. This is when they like evolved the zombie thing into like a viral infection of like that turned people into superhumans. So I mean, it's like I don't know. I personally I liked Resident Evil 5 just because that was like when PlayStation 3, like the online was really tight. Me and the homeboys would like play it after school. And it's like, hey, yo, did you get to this part yet? No, shut the fuck up. I haven't got there yet. So, I mean, the co-op aspect of it is so fun.
Well, I definitely think it's in the generation of like the last of co-op games, like Army of Two.
Couch co-op, yeah.
Yeah, because I played that with roommates and like I enjoyed it a little bit. I mean, they just kept having me do some stupid glitch with the golden eggs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what I remember of it, and I definitely remember seeing scary looking ass like niggas like charging towards you. They weren't zombies for sure. They were definitely niggas. Like they were definitely niggas, and they were scary. It's like I'm not sure how to feel about a game that I'm like killing scary niggas. Like very scary niggas. Like I don't know about that type of shit. And I understand the controversy behind it because it was like,
yeah. So like I said,
there's white people in Africa.
Yeah, I mean
Who
South
were the white
Africa.
zombies?
South Africa.
Definitely in South
We can
Africa.
just switch it to Johannesburg and we can just kill all the white people during apartheid.
You know, it wouldn't be such a big deal if my community wasn't so sensitive on matters of killing us in video games.
No,
But not
I get it, but not in the
look,
streets.
them bitch ass niggas can't ever make a game where they give us good hairstyles. Man, fuck y'all. Y'all can't kill us in games.
I respect that. Until we get good hairstyles for black characters in video games, you guys can't kill them. I
Nope.
appreciate. I respect that. I respect that take. And so, and not just okay. Now that we're gonna move on for Resident Evil, they also did show Exo Primal, whatever that's gonna be.
That shit's it looks dope, and hopefully it's free.
Hopefully. And then they also revealed, not revealed, but I mean like Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which is a expansion of Rise. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
To clarify what I was saying about hopefully it's free. The only reason why I want the game to be free is because I want the game to live.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it looks dope. And I feel like when people release new IPs, it's like you better have heavy ass marketing behind that new IP, or else it's gonna fail. Like,
yeah, definitely.
It's too many remakes and shit like people are familiar with coming out, and like there's a lot of games that come out all year. Like we're in the time where
it's a very short attention span cycle when it comes to these games.
Hell yeah.
And if you don't have something quick, your game dies quick. Very, very quick.
Definitely.
All right. So on that note, I think we can shift from Capcom into another big story I think should be covered more by people, but just because it's who it is and like, you know, the legacy of games that he's made. And that's, of course, Kojima partnering with Xbox. And, you know, this is something that I don't think people really understand the gravitas of Kojima coming to Xbox. And, you know, Death Stranding, it has its detractors and it has a lot of people saying it's not Kojima's best. But when it comes to cinematic gameplay and like how to bring story, not just to a video game realm, but just to the medium of digital art itself, Kojima brings that to games. And I really think whatever he's going to help Xbox develop, I'm really looking forward to it. And you know me, I'm not a big Xbox person. I haven't had an Xbox since 360, since Halo Reach was a thing. And, you know, I really think that Kojima partnering with Xbox is going to be great just because he's excited to work with them.
Yeah. So on that note, it's crazy because I was actually gonna text you this morning and tell you I think it's about time that you start thinking about getting the Xbox, because I mean even if it's a Series S, even though I would tell you go for a Series X because it's a beast. Like,
no, it's a great console.
Yeah,
it's a great console.
Like, I don't really touch mine because I'm always on the PS5, but I will say the times I've used it and played certain games on it, like the graphics are they're definitely good. Now, the only thing I can say, because PS5 has a title that it literally it stomps everything. Like, and there's still nothing out yet that, in my opinion, is topped it, and that's that Demon Souls remake. That Demon Souls remake on PS5 is kind of like, because it was built from the ground up for the PS5.
Yeah.
It's definitely that graphical centerpiece for the PS5. Like, it's the game, like, if you have a PS5 and you have that game, it's the game that you would show other people to show off the graphics. Yeah. Like, it's really good. Like, if you look at Elden Ring compared to it, Elden Ring gets shit on by Demon Souls.
Well, like I said, a lot of games right now to me have the problem of them not being built for next gen. They still have like PS4 and the old Xbox in mind, so they're still developing technically for that, and then they just scale up or render up to the next gen graphics, which, in my opinion, isn't what they should be doing. It's not what
Nah,
they should be doing at all.
they should
But
definitely
but in
embrace it
terms
next gen.
in terms of sales, I get it because you don't have these consoles in homes yet. So I mean, but as of now, they said that they're gonna upscale production and all these next gen consoles. So just hang in there, people. Don't buy from scalpers. You'll get one.
Well, if you really want one, to be quite honest, like, because I know what everybody's gunning for. They're gunning for that PS5.
Yeah,
The Xbox,
it's available.
yeah, it'd be available. And I'm just saying, like,
They're available.
they that deal with Kojima, that's something huge for them. Like,
Yep.
now, of course, we're not gonna see that for another 3-4 years.
Oh yeah. I mean, just the way he builds games.
Yeah.
Unless he has something in the works already, because in my opinion, this is what's great because I mean, obviously you develop games on PCs, so whatever he's building is going to obviously be able to be played on a PC. So
I do believe he was working with another company on this game.
yeah,
Is it Stadia, I think? And then
something.
some fell off and he went to Microsoft because they have that Azure shit.
Yeah,
And to be quite honest, he does, because he's working on a Death Stranding 2 already. So he does have other things in production. That's why I'm like, nah, that game, honestly, I won't be surprised, especially since he's a Japanese studio. I won't be surprised if we don't see that game for another 5-6 years.
yeah.
And
Realistically,
it might get canceled because he might just be too much. But then again, Microsoft's been moving weird. They've definitely, like, the way they've been spending their money, they're getting some pretty good, how do I put it, titles. Pretty much, they're getting definitely some good titles. Like Starfield looks like a banger for them.
yeah. But well, Bethesda just had like a little showcase too of red. They did a little Redfall. They had that showcase for Starfield, and a lot of people are comparing it to No Man's Sky. But I mean, nah. I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing, and realistically, because No Man's Sky started bad and it got good. You know what I mean? So with them kind of being able to see the pitfalls of a game that kind of really ambitious, I think that's a good thing. Um, a lot of games emulate other games, so
Well, see, like, when I look at it, I'm like I can see the difference, because I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, what what's it called? There was another game that came out not too long ago, and it was a space Fallout type game. What the fuck is it called? You know what? I can't think of the name, but I
nobody
know
knows, bro. It failed.
I don't think it felt, because I do believe it has a sequel coming out. It's from them. It's
Was
from
it
the people.
Bethesda?
No, it's the people who made Fallout New Vegas.
Obsidian?
Obsidian. Yeah.
Oh, I know what game you're talking about. I don't remember what it's called right now either, but yeah, Obsidian made a banger of a game.
It's
Well, because
definitely sad.
Obsidian made my favorite game, so
What the is that game, bro? Because I'm like, now I'm getting mad. That's definitely.
but
But yeah, that game looks very similar to Starfield in my opinion. Besides, I feel like Starfield has more of a Star Trek-esque vibe to it, like a Star Wars. Like, it doesn't go too far out into the sci-fi. It's more humans and spaceships and space, like niggas going to the moon. I don't know, like, maybe that might help it, that design aspect to it, to where it does, like, differentiate itself from the rest of the crowded audience of sci-fi shooters, because it's like, I'm not excited for Starfield. I'm more excited for Skyrim, or
yeah,
the sequel to Elder Scrolls.
yeah. But anyway, getting less back to this Kojima thing. So there was a leak like about the showcase and how much of Kojima shit was going to be involved. And the leak was saying the game that he might develop for Xbox may actually come off of the PT demo. So they're saying that the game might be called Overdose, and it might be a horror game similar to PT that was already developed. And for those of you who don't know, the PT was the playable trailer for a Silent Hills game that Guillermo del Toro and Kojima were making. But it
Scariest
got
shit I ever played.
the scariest shit I've ever played too. For those of you lucky enough to have a PS3 with it still on it, because you can't get this game anywhere anymore. So that was supposed to be the game of like the decade that was supposed to come out, supposed to mix, cinematics with horror, with, the whole survival horror element. But of course, it got canceled because Silent Hills is nothing anymore. And, that would be a game worth developing for Xbox.
I think, yeah, but like, see, the only thing I worry about with like Xbox is their marketing too, because
Mhm.
I feel like they market two games heavy, and that's Halo and Forza,
Yeah.
and then everything else they kind of like. Now with Bethesda, I think they moving differently. I think they're definitely marketing the Bethesda games like heavily, but I feel like it's because people want those games,
Yeah.
like, and you invested in that. And I definitely feel like Bethesda is kind of like Microsoft's like big dick. Like it's like the thing they whip out where it's like, oh, we don't got games, we got Bethesda.
Yep.
Like, just look at
Yep.
that.
And not just that, look how many games Bethesda is developing right now for us, and how many studios they have developing games for us right now, and how in demand those games are right now.
But some, like, I'm not gonna lie, like some of those games, like, it's weird. The two games that came out on the PS5,
Mhm.
Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo. It's like I don't know, like I seen the crazy ass review scores for Deathloop, and like I picked it up just because I was like, it got a 10. I was like, I wasn't expecting that. So I was like, let me pick it up and try it out. And I played it for like 2 hours, and fuck is that game confusing as fuck. Like
Mhm.
I play games, like I play a lot of games, and it's just one of those games I'm just like,
It's
it
not a
feel
novice game.
nah, it's weird. It's like the it's like the Sifu, like the Deathloop thing, like,
Mhm.
but almost like a Team Fortress style feeling to it. Like it's super, it's off to me. And I feel like the same thing with Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm like, they didn't really hit really. And I'm like, I don't think they sold very, very well.
No,
Um,
Ghostwire's for sale, I believe.
man, Ghostwire trash. Throw that shit in the trash, man. That shit doo. That is doo. Like, I don't even like I
Play
was so
Cyberpunk.
excited. Yeah, like, and like I'm huge on Japanese culture. So like that game being announced, I was super excited for it. I was like, oh man, that looks dope. And then the game came out and it's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm definitely good, bro. Like I'm looking at it and I'm like looking at everybody playing. I'm like, nah, this isn't my style. Like I'll just stick to the Yakuza series for like my Japanese trips and shit like that. Like,
That's for sure. That's a anyway, and on to the well, with my closing statements on this Kojima story is they did say don't expect Death Stranding or Metal Gear Solid on Xbox anytime soon. So
great.
I think that's a good closing statement right there, because everybody knows Metal Gear is played on PlayStation, and that's
Well,
well, to be honest, actually, you cannot play the old Metal Gears on PlayStation anymore because they are removed from the digital store.
I find it funny that he says that, and it's like, nigga, do you even think Konami's gonna allow you to dictate where Metal Gear goes? Like
Mm-mm,
they're not letting you do
mm-mm.
shit, and I really feel like they're definitely upset after Metal Gear Survive. I
Well,
don't.
here's my thing, dude. If they really wanted to like hate Kojima for life, they could just let all his old games, they could just let them die,
What do you
because
think they're doing?
well, here's the thing. All the licensing for the historic footage that's in the games, the licensing expired. So they can't sell those games anymore. So if they really wanted to kill Kojima and like just say we can get on without you, they just want like approve those licensings, and those games will sit in cold storage forever. And unless you got a physical copy of them, there you don't have them anymore.
Bro, I'm like 100% sure that the reason, like, because you can't buy the Metal Gear games on like the storefronts and shit
Mm-mm.
anymore. I'm 100% sure they're like, fuck everything Kojima did. Fuck
Yeah.
everything he did, because for
Yep.
one, he threw y'all under the he threw y'all under the bus. Like, I remember his little story was like, they're not feeding me, they're not letting me outside. It's like, damn, that's fucked up. Like, he's like, I'm just in there working for hours. And it's like, yo, they're treating this man bad. And then when they banned him from going to the Game Awards, I was like, that was my final straw. I was like, you know what? That's real fucked up, Konami. Fuck y'all.
Yeah. And then for them not even really to have him like featured for Metal Gear Solid 5, like
Bro. They're like, take his name off. They're
yeah.
like, he made this. It's like, this is his engine. Take his fucking name off.
Yeah, it doesn't say Hideo Kojima Metal Gear Solid like
Nope.
every other game.
Nope. Nah. And to be honest, it was a half-baked game. But I mean, it was a good game. Definitely a
It
good
was
game.
it was an ambitious Metal Gear game that could have been a lot better if they were like on the same team.
Well, it would have took him another 10 years. So I kind of understand where Konami was coming from. It's like, we're working you 7 days a week and you still ain't finishing this shit.
Well, I get where Konami's coming from in terms of like sales, but I mean that's because they killed all their other franchises to like bank on Metal Gear, and they don't understand Kojima makes like a Metal Gear every 10 years. Like it literally takes him like 10 years to make a new one.
You see how they move now since they lost him. Let's make a Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Well, yeah, obviously Konami's got Yu-Gi-Oh, but I mean realistically, Konami killed all their other
Castlevania.
I mean, I don't even remember when a good Konami game was out.
Yeah. Konami, they and like I remember growing
I
up,
feel like they were one of those companies that heavily invested in mobile, though, I believe.
They're definitely investing into those little arcade machines and mobile, because the gacha mechanics. That's the way they're gonna make their money right now and survive, because after Metal Gear Solid survive, it's like, no, you don't, like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, did we need this? Like, does this even make sense? Like,
they should have made another Raiden game, bro.
There'll never be another Raiden game. Although that was like one of the greatest games of like Metal Gear Rising was, yeah, Revengeance or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Rising. That shit was dope as fuck. That was like one of the dopest games I've ever played. Like the way you can slice motherfuckers up.
And not just that, it took the concept from Metal Gear Solid 4 of Raiden was a cyber ninja. What was he? How, like, okay, like what? Where did this come from? And not just that, it's like, yeah, he's got his own little storyline where he can just do whatever he wants.
Damn, this is funny. I'm in here doing this stream and I forgot. I put cookies in the oven.
Uh-oh.
Bro, and them bitches burnt.
Uh-oh.
My daughter just came in and said they're burnt.
Uh-oh.
And I'm burnt the fuck out. I am. I am lit.
If you need to go take care of that real quick, we can pause this.
Yeah, hold on, man. Hold on. That's funny.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, and we're back. Okay, well,
yeah,
it's okay. It happens. So we can move on from Kojima and Xbox, but I think another good PlayStation story that needs to be talked about too is, well, I don't know. I don't feel like this one's that big a deal for people.
That's one
the Kingdom Hearts 4. How there's like a lack of Final Fantasy characters going forward.
I mean, I kind of expected it, because the person that's working on Kingdom Hearts is the same person that was working on Final Fantasy, and then they kind of like fucked that nigga over and then let him finish his game, which was Final Fantasy 15. So I don't see him, because you see what he does with Kingdom Hearts now, and it's like he kind of
he's making use of Disney.
Well, he took the original Versus 13 trailer, and he pretty much put it in Kingdom Hearts. And it's like, you just read, because I mean, he didn't make the game he wanted to make, and he didn't get to finish his game. So he was like, I guess, showing his love in fucking Kingdom Hearts. And it's even weirder is if you look at Prince Noctis' name and Sora's name, it's like I think they're like Sky or some shit like that, Prince of the Sky or some shit. So like those are his babies. Like Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts are his babies, and it's like you guys fucked him over with Final Fantasy. So I highly doubt, especially if he's directing any of the new games or anything, he's not letting no Final Fantasy shit in at all. It's kind of like this thing where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna work with you, but I'm not fucking with y'all like that. Like
I get that too, because like you said, just how they nuked 15 the way they did, I feel like he doesn't probably want to touch another Final Fantasy game in that ever. What if they gave him Chrono Trigger though?
that'd be dope. I mean, they could give it to somebody and let
Yeah.
them work on Chrono Trigger.
But like I was saying, like for the most part too, the thing he said most about it is it's like they don't really need the Final Fantasy characters in the game anymore because the game's moved on. Because like, you know, the characters that they were using, they have all kind of like found their kind of ending, which makes sense.
You got to put a dope universe in there though, because like if Star Wars isn't in there or no Marvel thing is in there,
And to be honest, like Final Fantasy really was never in Kingdom Hearts, just the characters. Like it just borrowed some characters, which I thought was cool because for a lot of people who didn't grow up in that PlayStation 1 generation, this was their introduction to those characters, especially from such beloved games like, you know, 7 and 8 especially.
I mean, we definitely don't need to complain about it because in reality, without those characters, Kingdom Hearts will never be what it was because 1 and 2 are on a whole different level than what 3 was.
Like, dude, 1 and 2 are like, I don't know how they did the remakes because I know they remade them like 1, 2 Redux or whatever it was, but like originally 1 and 2, those are some of the hardest games. I mean, not like hard as in like difficulty, but I mean they're difficult. But those are some of the best games ever.
They were fucking magical when they came out.
They were magical to play, dude. They were just fun.
The crazy part is I remember seeing the trailers when I was a kid and being like,
I want to play that.
Well, for me, it was like only thing Disney I already care about is Lion King and Toy Story. So it's like I don't know what this is. Like I don't want to fuck with the princesses or nothing like that. Like so like it was never my thing. And then I want to say right before 2 came out, it was the song. The song, I forgot the name of the song.
Oh, which one? The one for Kingdom Hearts 2?
It's the one that is in like every trailer. Well,
there's the one, there's the Simple and Clean, and then there's Sanctuary.
It's the girl singing.
Yeah, they're both girls singing. They're both Japanese girls singing.
Shit. Well,
I want to say one was done by Leona Lewis, but I'm not entirely sure.
Whatever it is, I know when I heard the song, I was just like, this song is captivating. Like it makes me feel it. And then I was like, because I was a Final Fantasy fan.
Yeah, so, I still am.
It's definitely weird because like I want to say around that time, I was like super hyped for was it Crystal Chronicles? And then I think that came out a little bit before Kingdom Hearts came out. And bro, I was just like when I heard the song, I was like, okay, that song got me hooked. So now I want to play it.
Bro,
so,
I feel like Kingdom Hearts was a launch title for PlayStation 2, or it came out within like the first year of PlayStation 2.
Was it?
Yeah.
Because I got Crystal Chronicles on GameCube. That was it a year or two? That was like 2 years, maybe. Like...
I remember having a Game Informer with Metal Gear Solid 2 being like the prominent feature, and it had, and like the big, you know, story feature was Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, and that was like 2002.
Yeah, because I want to say it was like around 2005 when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, right? 2004.
Yeah, about that. 2004, 2005.
Yeah, because I just remember when I seen the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 2 and that song kept playing over and fucking over, I was like, it capitalized me. I picked up Kingdom Hearts 1. I didn't finish it, but I do remember the gameplay for me was like, I haven't played a game like this.
It's
Like,
smooth.
it was smooth, it was magical, and it was like
And when you start,
Final Fantasy, especially like Final Fantasy, bro. Like coming from like 10 and like being like my imagination is kind of like just out there. Like as a kid, I used to step outside if I'm like in a desert area and shit like that. That shit turned to Midgard. Like I'm just dead ass. Like that's how my mind works. It's like I see Midgard out there. Like
Mhm.
Kingdom Hearts really like showed me an artistic side of video games, and it was just like, bro, this is something like it's magic. Like I'm not a Disney fan like that, and I was just like, that's just magical as fuck. And a Kingdom Hearts 2 made me cry. Like as a child, I was like,
Mhm.
I teared up, and I was just like, huh, like what is this? Like fuck this
Yeah.
game.
Dude, I was too young to cry when I saw Cloud or when I saw Aerith get struck down. I was just like, oh shoot, that's crazy. But like, dude, Kingdom Hearts 2, I was like, oh man. I was like, damn,
Oh
this is
yeah,
crazy. This is crazy. Like,
yeah,
this is crazy. I was like, oh my god, like a video game is making me feel this.
yeah. It's definitely
Whew.
something else.
Yeah, and they are magical, dude. Like I said, if you never got to experience Kingdom Hearts or Kingdom Hearts 2, that first playthrough, it's so magic, dude. And just because it's like how the story is presented, like the struggle of the story is like incredible. The cameos are great. It's difficult, and then when the combo feels very, or the combat feels very rewarding once you start opening up the trees, getting in the combinations a lot better.
Bro, there was nothing, bro. Like during its time, like when I think back to like that era of games, it was like Kingdom Hearts really stands out as one of those games that's just like it was magical. Like I said, I'm not a fucking a Disney spectacle type of person. Like I really didn't like I grew up watching Disney movies, but I
Mhm.
definitely was like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Like I don't want to watch that again. Like I remember like going over like babysitter's house and they're like watching all those like Disney princesses and it's just like I wanted to watch Lion King. Like
Mhm.
that's it. Like that's the only thing from Disney I was on. Like and then when they did the Pixar stuff, like I wasn't into that. Like Nemo, like I saw Nemo 1,000 times and I still hate it to this day. Like I fuck like any first off, it's boring. Like the only movie with fishes in the water that I like is the one with Will Smith. Other
Shark
than
Tale.
that, yeah, Shark Tale was fucking hilarious. Other than that, like Nemo wasn't it for me. Like and it was kind of like I understand what it was for. Like because every one of those little creatures in that water had an issue. So it's like I understand what it was for. It's definitely like a heartwarming message to people with like disabilities and stuff like that. But it's like I didn't like the movie. It's too much water. It's too much boring open water and
Mhm.
like nothing going on for like minutes besides Dory saying random shit and like I can't fuck with that. So like Disney is not one of those things that I just like I like ride the dick of, but Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are definitely like
There.
yeah, they're like it's the one thing from
They're
Disney that I
they're
respect.
they're on my Mount Rushmore of video games. In my personal, like I put them as 1 and 2 though. It's not 1 or 2. It's 1 and 2 because of the story they tell. It's a complete story that you have to play them both together to really appreciate it. And but you know, I'm glad that they're moving away from the Final Fantasy element of the game because I feel what Final Fantasy is doing and what Kingdom Hearts are doing, they need to be separate. They really need to be on their own thing. And
Yeah.
I think it's a good look for Kingdom Hearts 4. And it's making me really excited to play it.
I mean, if it comes back in the future, like let's say Sora ends up in the Final Fantasy universe in the future.
Maybe he runs into lightning because
Yeah,
lightning's a dimension traveler,
yeah,
a cross-dimensional traveler. So you never know. I mean, I'm not saying like they said, it's just not going to be here or like in the main game, but never count out DLC and never count out expanded stories when it comes to Kingdom Hearts.
the way he looks now is like he can stand on his own without Final Fantasy. His
Yeah,
feet are normal. His
yeah.
feet are normal. Like I hopefully, like I said, they do incorporate some very more like mature franchises from Disney, and
Mhm.
that's why I'm hoping for like the Star Wars. Like I feel like if he has to go up against somebody like Boba Fett,
Kylo Ren.
oh man, Kylo Ren, that's scary. Like
I feel like they would use probably like Kylo Ren and Finn. They probably throw Finn in there. Finn would be fun. I hope they put Finn in Kingdom Hearts.
all in all, I hope because I really hope I didn't sound like I don't like Disney because like I do like Disney. It just when I was younger, I was not
No,
a
I
fan.
mean, no, I mean, we do. It was just something that was thrown in our face. I mean, I don't like the politics of Disney. I'm not going to say I'm not like a Disney hater because my wife's a certified Disney freak. So,
Yeah.
but I look past all like the nonsense that Disney does. Like I appreciate what they do, like the entertainment they, you know, I just stay away from all the rhetoric that they try to push. But
I don't even know that.
I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna like not watch Jungle Book. You know what I mean? Like those are some of my favorite, like Fox and the
Uh
Hound,
see,
Oliver and
look,
Company.
oh, Oliver and Company's Disney.
Yeah,
I love Disney.
yeah, exactly.
That's all
Like,
you had to say to me.
dude, but I mean,
I
like,
love Disney
but
now.
those are some like movies that I mean, like they're classical literature. Like Oliver Twist. It's classical literature given to like a kid. So like, oh, I've read this before when they have to read it in school, and they're like, oh yeah, I know these characters, and yeah, that little dog that you saw in that cartoon, that's this
Bro,
character.
fuck out of here. You are you Oliver and Company is really Disney?
Yeah, that's a Disney movie, bro.
Man, I love that movie growing up, man. That was one of my favorite movies, man.
I know. I watched it so much that on the VCR, how they had like the little head things that like ours broke off, and I still would play that movie.
It's like fuck that. I'm putting this shit in.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was one of them ones I watched over and over.
it was a good
It
one.
was yeah, definitely a good movie.
So, like I said, Kingdom Hearts moving on from Final Fantasy. I think I think it's a great look, especially since Disney has so many franchises to pull from now that they own the world.
So
Anything?
are we on to our next topic?
Yeah, we're on to the next one. Do you got any topics you want to pull on? Because I only got like maybe one or two left in. I have pulled up.
Um, I don't wanna do anything like rumor territory. So like
You
you
don't
wanna
want
get
to. You don't
some
want to. You don't want to put out any good leaks.
I want to talk about the Fire Emblem leak.
Well, we could talk about the Fire Emblem leak. I still got Sonic pulled up, but
Oh, Sonic.
because there was something about Sonic, and we are still talking about franchises moving on, and what better way to move on is Sonic Frontiers or Sonic Breath of the Wild.
I do have a question for you. I've been kind of wondering. Uh, have you touched multiverses?
What's that? Oh, I know what that is. Never mind. I know what that is. Leave me alone. I know what that is.
The
That's
disrespect.
the WB version
Yeah.
of Warner Brothers game Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
No, I haven't touched it. I didn't even know it was out yet, to be honest.
I think it was in like early access or like beta or whatever.
Okay. I saw the characters that they're putting in the game, and it's got me intrigued.
Okay, this you know, you wanna know how I feel? Because it's
Okay.
free to play. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Fuck
free to
that game.
play?
Yeah,
It's
it's
free to
definitely free to play. Look,
Oh,
don't fucking smile because I'm hearing a bunch of good shit about this game. And I'm like, hey, fuck this game. Like, what the fuck do you guys think y'all doing? Like, no,
trying
like
to
for real.
kill trying to kill Smash Bros. Because
Bro,
they're not going to be at Evo.
bro, first off, Smash Brothers isn't even getting no more content. Like, I mean, we saw the last character was Sora, so it's kind of like now we're just sitting and it's like now you're not supporting like official tournaments that are like major. It's like that community is definitely gonna like pull away and they're gonna be at like multi-versus tournaments and like you put Shaggy in the game and you've seen all the mods in Smash Brothers, you've seen people wanted Shaggy, in one of those fucking games. And the thing that kind of like that really scares me is the fact that they have so many franchises they can pull from,
Yep.
like Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. To be honest, they have Toonami they could pull from.
Bro, listen, I'm telling you right now, I'm kind of scared off the fact where I'm thinking of the DLC characters and I'm like, man, Smash, what were they missing? Mortal Kombat. And I'm like, you got a bunch of Street Fighter in there. You put Tekken in there, but you did not get Mortal Kombat. And it's like, it's one of those things. It's like, why isn't Scorpion in Smash?
Dude, and like, it's not, in my opinion, because the creator of Smash, is it Masuda?
No. The Kirby nigga.
Anyway, he said he's
Sakurai.
like, Sakurai. He's like, I understand people want certain characters, but we limit our DLC characters to video games only. And fighting franchises, dude. They put Terry. They put Terry.
Fucking Terry.
They put Terry in the game. Just like
fucking Terry.
Nobody knows who Terry is, bro. Nobody knows who Terry is other than
King
like
of Fighters 98.
Other than heads, bro. Like nobody knows who that is. But everybody knows who Scorpion and Sub-Zero are.
They shouldn't even put Terry. They should have just put King of Fighters 98 and everybody would have knew what that was.
1,000 Fire Emblem characters, and you don't even have any of the ones that have variation that would make a solid play for why you would want so many Fire Emblem characters.
I don't understand the fire. Like, it's weird because it's like, technically, I mean, I understand you add new Pokemon, but it's like, technically, the Fire Emblem characters they do the same shit.
Okay,
they're a part of an army.
Now, it would be cool if they put like the samurai ones in there,
or the Wyvern Riders.
The Wyvern Rider. I mean, like, or the Knights.
Yeah, like anything flying.
But all of them, all of the characters that you put in the game do the Falchians and the Great Swords. The Falchians and the Great Swords, and then you have the one spellcaster. And that's the one, and that's the one where it kind of shines, where it's like, oh, that'd be cool if they added different ones in here.
Yeah, I think because I mean, Byleth is unique.
Corrin's unique.
Corrin's unique. I can't hate all of them.
I don't hate all of them. I love them all because they're all good. They're all good.
Roy, Marth, and Roy, they're all the same.
Well, Roy was my boy back when he first came out. I used to get people mad at me when I used to play Roy, dude, because I was a killer with that counter.
Bro, they're all assholes.
They're all good, dude.
Yeah, they're all good assholes.
They're all good. They can't be stopped.
That's the problem.
They can't be stopped.
Yeah, that's the fucking problem. Is this they're really good. But I don't think the representation should have been so heavy. I feel like there's so many more franchises where they could have added
Nintendo definitely has a lot more franchise, and they could have definitely went a lot less on Fire Emblem.
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised they didn't put Astro Chain and Smash Brothers.
It would have made sense. It definitely would have. A new franchise. They already have a good relationship because Bayonetta's in the game.
Bro, it's literally like Astro Chain's a sleeper hit on the Switch. It's one of those games where it's like, it looks like it should be on PS5 or like PS4 or something. Like it didn't look like a Nintendo type game.
Yeah.
And it's definitely one of those games. It's like, if you have a Switch now, mind you, if you're not really an action game player, maybe try to find it on sale. Like, don't buy it full price.
Yeah. But I mean, Nintendo games never.
That's the thing. It won't go down in price unless it's on sale. So I will pick it up during the sale, but it's extremely, like, as long as it took me to beat the game, I was surprised it had that much content. And I was surprised that it was fleshed out the way, like the whole universe and everything. Like, that game is fucking dope. Like,
yeah. And like, I mean, originally this was a Sonic topic, but to bring it full circle, I don't even know what the full circle would be on that, because we went from Sonic to Smash to fighting games and Smash Brothers to representation.
No, I don't even think we even got the Sonic. I think you mentioned that Sonic was your next topic, but I think we started talking about Fire Emblem
Uh,
because you asked me if I had something I wanted to add in. So I do believe it was supposed to be the Fire Emblem Leak, which is
oh, the
ugly as
leak.
shit. Ugly as the red and blue hair of that character, bro, is ugly as fuck.
Is this a new
Like
Fire Emblem game or is this the Warriors game coming out?
it's a new Fire Emblem game. And supposedly it's not the only Fire Emblem game that's been in development, but this one supposedly has been done for a year, and
Hmm.
Nintendo's just been having in its back pocket. Now those pictures surface, and they kind of back up the leaks that originally came out, where they was like a red and blue hair character, and then you see the red and blue hair character, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing, Nintendo? Like, what is
Yeah.
this?
Well, Fire Emblem games, like I said, they always usually like, especially for the DS years, they usually did develop two games, like the this side and that side. So I could imagine them probably having another Fire Emblem game for the Switch come out that's two different sides of the same story. And then this is like the placeholder.
Um, yeah, I don't know if they're because they did say in the leaks like they're two different games.
I mean, we
Um,
got Three Houses not too long ago. So I mean, maybe it's like some Three Houses side story type stuff.
maybe because I do feel like the Three Houses universe is very popular.
Yeah, I
I,
agree.
it is the best selling Fire Emblem game to
Mhm.
date. So
I think that's just because of the accessibility of the Switch and the quarantine.
I'll tell you this much: I bought the game. I was one of those guys who didn't play Fire Emblem at all, and I just bought the game because I don't know. I'm not a strategy game player. I just said fuck it, I'm gonna buy it, and I
And
bought
that's what,
it.
yeah, those games are
It's the Switch
difficult.
effect, bro. It's like everything
Those
that come
games are
out on the Switch.
difficult,
It's
dude.
like I think I'm gonna buy that. It's like I
Dude,
bought 1-2 Switch at launch, nigga.
dude. And the thing with Fire Emblem games is they're so difficult. They're so difficult to play sometimes. Like you'll be pulling your hair out in some of those games. You make like
I
it's like I don't want to lose my knights,
what is
but
that like
I'm gonna lose my knights.
3
I'm gonna
summers
lose my
ago?
I'm gonna lose my knights.
I remember being in this mission and like I was sitting there on my couch, like just I was sitting there just like looking at the TV, and I'm just like 30 minutes went by and I still hadn't made a move. And it was because I'm looking and I said, fuck. I said, I'm in a situation where I kind of feel like something bad can really go wrong. And
I'm
I
in
said,
no win situation.
well, in Three Houses, there's a rewind. So like you can rewind like if something bad happens. So my gut feeling was something bad was gonna happen because I was like, I'm moving him out of the way away from the archers, but I'm like, they're still gonna get him. I know, and I feel like they're just gonna target specifically this one character that I am invested in. I really care about this person. I'm like, and I move them back, and sure enough, they shoot some arrows, and that bitch said critical. It was a critical hit, and it killed him. And I said, hey, but mind you, it took me 30 minutes after observing the battlefield and realizing, oh fuck, I fucked up. I fucked up. And I remember playing that mission over and over, and I said, you know what, fuck this. I'm going back to the fucking school, and I'm recruiting some niggas to go with me, and I'm sending them in, and they're dying. They're dying. Like I only sent them in. I did not
too,
send any of the main cast in. It
too
was like,
bad up.
bro, it's like y'all niggas from a different school. It's like, yeah, y'all about to join me out here real quick because these guys is on something. You would kill. It was crazy. It's like you would kill one set of like soldiers, and then the main bad guy, he's like, fuck. He calls more in, and these motherfuckers is bad as fuck. It's like, yo, they got spears. It's like I was not. They got
Not ready.
spears and archers,
I was
bro. And
not
these
ready for Spears.
bro, and they got like super armor. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Then I didn't know nothing about the game. I'm like, who is this one? Like, headless horseman motherfucker. Like, I don't know. He just pop up and he just wreaks havoc. Like, it's like he comes and it's like he has a dragon. It's like, what is this? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is? I don't know what the fuck was going on in the game. I don't even know if it was a fucking dragon or if it was just a big ass horse. Like, but I
Uh,
remember it was some bullshit.
yeah, man, man. Well, anyway, on to the.
Sonic
Uh,
Frontiers.
I don't know. I don't even really want to talk about Sonic Frontier because it's not like it's anything. They didn't really say anything. They just said it's the format. This is all I'm going to say about Sonic Frontiers because, to be honest, it's not something I really wanted to talk about. It's just something I just brought up because I was like, oh, okay, it's not even a big article. It's pretty much like this is the Sonic game they always wanted to play and like always wanted to make because they wanted to build a world where Sonic speed would be emphasized of like how fast you're really moving through the world. And I come from the Dreamcast. Like I played the old Sonic games on the Genesis, and don't get me wrong, like they're cool, but they're like on rails. You got to start over every time you turned on the Sega. So my real first great Sonic game I played was Sonic Adventure, and they have the adventure stages, but I mean you don't really move very fast through them. You kind of like the controls are very kind of blocky for the Dreamcast era, but I feel like this is a good opportunity for them to build a great Sonic game, and I only wish them luck because I want a good Sonic game.
I definitely hope with the way things have been going for Sonic, uh, he definitely has a resurgence. He has his Netflix series coming.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great. I'm like, that's a actual like Sonic show I will probably check out, especially since the kids like Sonic.
Yep.
And then
The movies are hits.
the movies are definitely hits. They're definitely hits. I have faith in this though. I don't like because honestly, I'm like, I don't think you can get any worse than Forces. Uh, because that was some doo doo, and then I mean Mania came and it's like that's good, and then I see they're doing the I don't even know what the fuck this new one's called, but it's pretty much Sonic 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
and
the
Sonic and
remakes.
Knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's good because I feel like those all those titles were all great Sonic games. Like
Yeah. One,
I
2, 3, and Sonic and Knuckles are great games.
yeah, so like I definitely feel like Sonic's in a good space right now to where he can capitalize on those successes and then being able to have a game that is kind of like it's new for him, but it's also like it's I looked at it. It's
It looks good. It
it
looks
looks good.
it looks good. It looks fun. It
Yeah,
looks
that
it looks fun.
the combat, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it reminds me of Near Automata, like
Mm-hmm.
in a fucking Sonic universe, and I'm like, that's
It
actually kind of
it
dope.
it reminds me of just action adventure RPG mechanics. It doesn't look like it's going to be too like, dude. When I saw him just spin around the enemy to make that whirlwind, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's the
Yeah,
dude. He's doing Sonic Wind. Like I
yeah,
like that. That's cool. Like you're giving him abilities and not just like a power bounce or light dash. Like you're giving him cool abilities that he can use in a world that looks pretty intimidating.
yeah. I definitely like because for me, I feel like Sonic was like between like 2000 and what so like 99 and 2005. I want to say is like shit, maybe even a little bit beyond that. I want to like before Sonic '06. This is I feel like everything before Sonic '06 was just like they were creative, but they were all fun. Like
Mm-hmm.
Sonic Heroes was fun. I feel like all the advanced games were fucking fun.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
they had a fucking fighting game on a Game Boy Advance, and that was I think it was like Sonic Rumble or some shit.
I vaguely remember that one, but I
Dope.
rem I remember Sonic Advance 1, 2, and 3 were all great.
Yeah.
Just because you had like the it was almost like Sonic Adventure because you had the selection of different characters and they all had like the same stages but different, and they were just cool. They're all fun.
What there was a PSP game and it went from like 2D to 3D ish a little bit, and it had like
I
silver.
Yeah, I like I said, I vaguely remember all these Sonic releases, but like I was saying, I hope Sonic exists, and I hope it has a great
Long,
life.
long live the hedgehog.
Long live the hedgehog. All right, I only got one more story, so I mean, I don't know if you got anything else,
If
but
I mean, if this is what I think it is, like,
yeah, what do you think this is?
is it my nigga Go Easy?
It is.
It's Go Easy.
Let's go easy.
It's Go Easy.
Yeah.
I do want to say Toei, which you probably aren't listening, but if you do happen to listen, look, they're everywhere. So don't target us. Like we don't need no copyright strike takedowns or nothing like that, bro. Like
Mm-mm.
the shit's out there. The movie's out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why are you tripping on people in the United States for talking about this shit? Like,
Especially since the film already came out.
yeah, like, and we love it. Like, there's no like, you shouldn't even be mad. You should be happy to like the reception of this shit is like this. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
like it. Blanco Gohan or
Oh, we got to say,
fucking
oh, we got for the people who don't know, these are massive spoilers that we will be talking about for the new Dragon Ball superheroes. These are massive spoilers. So if you do not want to listen to Dragon Ball spoilers, don't listen to this part. You have been
get
warned.
yeah, get out of here. Like,
So we are going to talk about this now. Go ahead,
yo, this movie's amazing.
dog.
This movie, like, and I like this is how like it's so bad that I've literally think I've seen the whole movie through clips. Like this is how bad I went into just being like, I have to see this. Like I
Mm-hmm.
have watched this movie in clip format, like 3 minute long clips, but like I've stayed up for like 2 hours watching this shit, bro. And the movie is dope. I couldn't understand what they were saying. There were
Mm-hmm.
no subtitles or anything like that, but
You can pick it up.
I can definitely pick it up. Fucking Broly cries like because he sees how much of warriors Goku and Vegeta are, and Vegeta finally wins. Like this is a fucking massively Goku versus Vegeta, and Vegeta finally wins. And like I don't know if people know how fucking big that is for Vegeta, but like he beat Goku. He beat he beat Goku in a fucking and the brawl. If I'm thinking correctly, they said something like because I've seen people in like the comment section saying that this fight I want to say was like a couple of days, maybe like or like some hours or some shit. Like they were fighting and they weren't allowed to go Super Saiyan. So like
Mm-hmm.
throughout this whole fight, they were in base form and they were showing their stamina in that base form. And Vegeta, he won. He he knocked Goku down. Goku, fell out, and then Vegeta was the last one standing. But Vegeta did fall out himself too, but he was the last one standing and he did win. So it is an official W for Vegeta. He's a GOAT, respected. I feel like everybody that wasn't getting shine like how they were supposed to, they
Mm-hmm.
get their shine in this movie, besides Krillin. Like, besides Krillin. Krillin's the only like
Krillin had his moment for the show, though.
I
Krillin
don't even
definitely,
I don't
Krillin
even know
definitely had
what
his
the fuck
moment.
happened to him. I know at a certain point in the film, like at the end of the climax of everything, he was stuck in the ground, like head first. So
Oh
like,
shit.
yeah, 18 had to pick him up out of it. And another thing I wanted to touch on, because I'm still kind of confused. Like, I during the tournament of power,
Mm-hmm.
18 still has unlimited ki, correct?
Yes. Well, she still has the unlimited stamina, not ki.
Oh, so she still has unlimited stamina.
She
So what the
should.
fuck is she? Because no, I know they were saying something about it, like her and
17.
17.
They
Yeah,
can
because
keep on going. They're the Energizer bunnies, bro.
yeah, and then they say they can literally use unlimited ki, like they can just keep just shooting ki blasts without having a problem.
I assume so. Yeah.
So look, what the fuck is she? And how the fuck did she have a kid with Krillin?
Well, they're more or less cyborgs than androids because they're humans because they started as humans, not robots.
Correct.
So I imagine she probably still has like reproductive systems, but I mean that's a whole different discussion, Kenny.
Hey, I wanted to
This
know.
is a PG 13 podcast. I mean, maybe an
I
R-rated podcast. I mean, I've said the F word a few times,
I have said
and
the
I
F
did
word,
smoke. I did smoke on camera.
a-
So,
and I did say nigga like quite a few times.
so
Just
we'll
saying.
say this is an R-rated podcast, but not an X-rated podcast.
But look, we can go back to the movie leak. So we do see our boy Piccolo get a lot of shine and love in this movie.
That's good.
Uh,
For those of you who don't know, the synopsis of the new movie is pretty much the Red Ribbon Army comes back. There's two androids, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. The whole concept of them is they call themselves superheroes, and they, obviously Goku and Vegeta are training with Whis, so they're not on planet. So who's left to defend is obviously Gohan and the other people that are there with him, obviously him and Piccolo, and that's pretty much it. It's Gohan facing these new android threats, and I think we'll continue talking about the leaks because we're not going to get this movie till uh, August 18th, I believe.
19th or the 18th.
So my child will be born during this movie, so I will not be able to go see this movie.
You're gonna go see this movie.
I will probably see it when it comes out on streaming, but
You're going to the theater to see this
mm,
movie.
as I said, my child will be born when this movie comes out. So we are going to talk about it now so I can live it through my eyes, because I've already seen, like you said, I saw this movie through clips. So I've already seen the end of this movie. So I'm happy where this goes. So let's talk about Piccolo right now and all the love he gets, right?
I will FaceTime you from the theater and you will sit in the seat next to me and watch this movie.
I'll buy a ticket so they can't say no.
It's like he's here through FaceTime. He bought a ticket. Like, stop fucking tripping. Yeah, so Piccolo does get a lot of love in this movie. My boy even gets two new transformations. He has the Piccolo Unleashed, like his potential Unleashed form, which is like an olive, like light yellow-ish color. And then he gets this
like that
fucking dope ass. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be dope at first, but like it was dope. Like the nigga that had like some type of Akuma sign on his back, and he turned orange. And
like a demon transformation, maybe.
Bro, he was definitely a demon because he got big as hell. He was big as hell, and he one punched. Like, this is how beastie he was in this form. He one punched one of the Gammas. So the Gamma got hit and literally like curled up, like he was out. And he. So before I get to the further leaks, so we do need to speak of like what is going on like after the synopsis of this film. Like, yes, the Red Ribbon Army is back,
but I mean, all right, guys, we've all seen Dragon Ball Z, so we got two androids going on here. Okay. Two androids. Put it together.
So the two and it's weird because the film didn't really how I put it, it didn't really go the way I was expecting it to go, but it went a way that I was expecting it to go with, especially with the final villain. It's the Red Ribbon Army. If you put like, if you see the way they've been making the movies as of lately, it's like it's these homages to the past. So like they brought Frieza back, they brought Broly. Now they brought another character back, and it's not hard to guess who the fuck it is. It's Gohan. Literally the whole movie, Gohan is literally in the purple gi from Piccolo. So it's literally Team Gohan versus Cell. Now, before Cell arrives, there's a guy that works in the Red Ribbon Army. He's not like the head of it or anything like that, but he's ridiculous. His name's Magenta, and he's like cyborg or some shit, because like he has metal parts on him, like on his arms and shit. Like he takes his other form or whatever the fuck, and he rips off his shirt. He got metal arms. He pretty much Dr. Hito, or Dr. Hito's a little kid looking nigga
Mhm.
that runs the Red Ribbon Army right now. So they have a project, and it's pretty much Cell, but like max the fuck out. Like beyond anything humans should be creating in the first place, but they're creating it. It's something that's super destructive and scary. They're creating something, but he's chambered off, like he's in this chamber. And Magenta decides, after like getting his ass beat and shit like that, he decides that he wants to go and open this canister and release Cell Max. Oh, I mean, he does. Cell Max comes out, and he, like everybody thought, he's a fucking problem. Like he's gigantic. He's fucking big as fuck. He's extremely powerful from what we can tell. Like he's extremely powerful. He took the orange form Piccolo and beat the fuck out of him. So like it just goes to show you how powerful he was, because I do believe Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 have to be at the very least on Super Saiyan God level, like of strength, because the Red Ribbon Army has been able to create these things from studying Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and their evolutions and shit like that. So like these things they're on God levels. Cell Max is definitely on a different type of level. And I'm not sure if it's because of the audio of the movie that makes him sound terrifying, but like he sounds terrifying. Like
Yeah, he
when his
definitely does.
wings flap, it's scary. When he screams and he yells and shit, it's scary. Like it's like, geez, he's a monster. Like do something about him, because he's gonna destroy the planet. Like he was definitely going to destroy the planet. Like I don't know. Gohan did his shit though, because he came through after seeing his dad get beat up. And I'm not talking about his biological father. I'm talking about Piccolo. He seen him get real beat up and hurt.
Yeah.
He thought he was dead, and something amazing happened. One of the
Dopest.
man. What do you compare it? Do you think it's better than Ultra Instinct?
Dude, the way it was presented and how it happens, I don't know, dude. It's like peak human Saiyan performance. There is no other way to describe it other than like.
Do you think it's a Super Saiyan form?
It has to be.
That's what I'm thinking. It has to be, because it can't. It's not potential unleashed.
No.
It literally is triggered the same way Super Saiyan is triggered.
Yeah.
Like through anger.
Yeah. But Gohan's a different type of Saiyan though, bro. Like Goku, well, not just a half Saiyan, but like, you got to remember, like Goku and Vegeta were bred Saiyans. Like they were bred in a capsule. They were made for, death, destruction, fighting. Goku got hit on the head, fucked up his programming. He's not a programmed Saiyan. So Goku and Vegeta, all the powers they're getting is through instinct and, this programming that they have in their head to want to destroy and become stronger. His evolutions have all been through distress, like, and seeing, horrible things happen in front of him as a child.
Android 16 head getting smashed.
Not just that. I mean, like, dude, he saw his dad die as a 4-year-old from his uncle, and his Piccolo dad, killing him. He saw Krillin get murdered in front of him twice on Namek.
Wait, remember when Piccolo, after Goku died, Piccolo was like, I'm gonna take care of this nigga.
Yeah.
He took him for a year and he dropped him off for a year. He left him in the wilderness. Like,
I mean, he was watching him the whole time, but I mean, still.
But Gohan had no idea.
No, but I mean,
Gohan
like I said,
alone.
Gohan is this. If you really track Gohan's story, it's very tragic.
Tragic.
Tragic. I mean, could you imagine seeing? He saw Krillin get impaled by Frieza's head, and then he had to watch Krillin get picked up by psychic energy, scream like a child for Goku,
microwave,
and then boom,
like Goku.
And then he saw Vegeta die how many times on Namek? He saw
Bro,
his dad turn. He saw his dad beat up as an alien. I mean, dude, like he saw everybody he knows and loves turned into candy and eaten. He had to fight Cell as a teenager. Like, dude, this kid is fucking tragic. So you got to imagine how he develops his power and how he hit this new peak of what they're calling Final Saiyan.
or Final Gohan. I don't
Final
honestly.
Gohan. I don't know officially what it's called,
It
but
for me,
it's
it is definitely a Super
crazy.
Saiyan
It is
transformation.
crazy.
It is crazy. It is like it's so crazy looking that it looks like one of those like fan made like Dragon
It
Ball
does.
AF
When I saw it, I thought it was fan made, and I was like, "This is bullshit." And I
fucking
was like,
fake.
"No, it's not." I saw how good the animation quality on it was, and I was like, "Oh
It's
no,
all
this
over
this
Twitter.
this is legit." I'm like,
It
"This is
was,
legit."
bro. I was like, I'm waiting. I'm sitting there waiting. I'm like, bro, this film's coming out in Japan. I said,
Yeah.
there's no way in fucking the world that none of these theaters are gonna have like nobody sit there
Well,
and live stream this shit.
and the thing is, dude, is like back to Gohan, like how he developed this power. He seen, like I said, he saw his dad die right in front of him. He thought
Well,
he was dead, and
he
he
was near
hid it.
death.
And all the training Gohan's gone through, like, yeah, he lost a lot of it, becoming a scholar, but with you know
With anger.
intelligence comes a lot of wisdom, a lot of just knowledge of battle tactics.
Do you
And
think that's what that transformation is like really based off of? Is his smarts? Because it's something unique about.
a smarter way to hit Super Saiyan as opposed to anger.
Well, I feel like his anger and his smarts intensified this transformation
Mm-hmm.
because it's something like he does something in his transformation I've never seen him do before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall ever hearing anything about any type of training to learn this maneuver. And the point of this, he shot through something that looked like it was
Boo's super vanishing ball.
like on crack.
It looked like a spirit bomb.
It looked like
a negative spirit bomb.
Yes, it looked definite, and that's what I thought it was. Now, mind you, he even got away from the fucking explosion, like the fucking when Cell decided to self-destruct, because he did the same thing he did with Goku, where he lost, he had a self-destruct sequence, and he self-destructed, but him, Piccolo, they all got away. Now, my thing is, if you see how cocky and graceful this Gohan was, it's something like I've never seen a Dragon Ball character move the way he moved. It was like he floated in like some type of deity. Like it really looked like he was on the level of like not Zeno, so to say, but who is that? Whis' father.
Oh, the Grand Master, the Grand Sage, the Grand Sage, or whatever. All right.
He moved. You seen how he came down? It was divine.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking too is because Gohan obviously does have training from the divine because he did train with the Kais. And so what I'm thinking is like I think this is true Super Saiyan. Like I truly think this is a true Super Saiyan. And because he's obviously not the legendary Super Saiyan because that's Broly.
He's fucking beyond that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he's like a true version of perfect Saiyan. Like I think he is a perfect Saiyan.
I mean, if people recall, Vegeta did tell Goku, like, bro, what's up with your son? Like, you need that nigga. He has the most potential. He has more potential than
most battle potential. He has the most battle potential of anybody.
And what he did, I like it still gives me chills like seeing that part where it's just like he shot that special beam cannon through that fucking ball and hit this motherfucker straight through the forehead. And it wasn't like one of those like
it wasn't like the Kamehameha back and forth bullshit, dog. He said, fuck y'all. Boom.
Now other than a fusion, and I haven't even seen other than Gogeta with the Janemba movie. But other than that, I have not seen anybody nobody take out an enemy in that type of power scale that fucking quick. He came in with this transformation and he executed the job immediately.
Mm-hmm.
For one, he got punched by this motherfucker and he caught it. And for the size comparison, Gohan's hand was on one finger of Cell, and he hit that nigga back. And Cell was like, oh,
Hurt.
fuck.
Hurt.
Like, what the fuck was
I
that?
gotta end this.
He was mad as fuck, bro. And then, like, he tried to get up out of there when Piccolo wrapped around him, which was fucking genius of Piccolo. It's like, yeah, grab that motherfucker.
And again, to call back to the Dragon Ball Z, the whole concept of your father's gonna hold your enemy, make the shot count.
Bro, he made the shot was so cocky. He came in so divine, and it's just like, what is that over there? Even Cell seen it, and Cell was like, what the fuck? Like, he screamed. That nigga was like, nah, hell nah. Fuck that. I'm out. Like, let me go, nigga.
Bro, and then to hit him with the special beam cannon. But not only was it just the special beam cannon, this shit looked crazy, bro. This shit looked like a shot from like the Unicorn Gundam or some shit like that.
What's
this shit
beyond
looked crazy.
Special? Like, what's
this is
beyond
like
special?
This is like
is there
divine beam cannon.
It had it's something like that. It is the most
like
mega
beam cannon
I've seen, bro.
I don't know. It's definitely it's a game ender. It's a battle ending move. That's not
didn't
nothing.
Even charge it that long. You know how long Piccolo has to charge his special beam cannon?
I know.
Bro, he concentrated that much fucking energy in his fingertips and shot it with such precise, bro, and it went through that spirit bomb thing and blew that bitch up and went straight through and hit this nigga in the head.
It didn't blow the fucking spirit bomb thing up because it just killed Cell instantaneously. It just faded.
Yeah.
Because if that thing exploded on Earth, Earth's done. Earth is done.
Bro, that form is like, I'm very interested because the more weird part is when they got away from the explosion and Gohan and Piccolo acknowledged each other, like they seen each other and like what the fuck? Like they looked at each other like, what the fuck is like, what's going on with you and what's going on with me? And then they just powered off and they just said, like it was like it almost seems as though they won't go back into those forms.
Well, and not just that. I mean, Dragon Ball movies have a big thing for doing that, but not just that. It's like these forms were like fight or flight reflexes. Like, who knows?
Do you think Gohan will be able to tap into that power at a later date? Like, do you think he's viable now?
Okay, this is where I'm going to get at, because with Dragon Ball Super, the first movies that are the first arcs that came out for the new show for Super were obviously, Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. So do you think this will be, before I answer your question, do you think that they'll do this arc in the new Dragon Ball Super show?
So I like the thing with the Dragon Ball Super show, which I'm almost sure, like, if we do see anything for like Dragon Ball Super the show, I don't think it'll be until like maybe the end of next year or maybe 2024, because I feel like they want to have a lot of content to animate so they can keep the show running for a while without like having to stop, because I feel like they know Dragon Ball's in a position that it was never in before. It literally is, it has the capability of, if you're doing it right, to just be that one anime that everybody fucks with. Like, it's loved worldwide. The movies are selling, like, the movies are a prime example. Like, this movie is on track to sell higher than Broly, when people were literally thinking, because Goku and Vegeta aren't the center of attention, they thought this movie wasn't going to do good. It looks like it's about to, like,
shit on Broly.
Yeah, like,
so like I said, do you think this is going to be the first arc of the new show that will eventually come out?
No, because I feel like they're definitely going to do the Moral and Granola arc
Hmm.
I I want to say they're gonna animate the Broly movie because I feel like if they're smart after the Tournament of Power, I feel like you do introduce the Broly shit. And
Okay, so Broly would technically. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So Broly would be the first arc. Do you think they'll do that then, and
yeah,
then Granola or Moro Granola, and then maybe do this arc later?
yeah, because they're definitely building their universe now where a lot of the characters that you see they're
Mhm.
gonna exist. Cause like
Okay, so then to answer your question, then yes, maybe we will see these forms again, but we'll see them in like this. We'll see them in this form, and then maybe in the future stuff, who knows. I think we will see these forms outside of this movie again, but I don't think we'll see it anytime soon outside of the movie.
now the real question would probably be is the manga after they're done with the Granola arc, are they going to go ahead of the superhero movie? Like follow, like literally like right
Like
after the
use superhero kind of like as a jumping off point, like
yeah,
after the events
yep,
previously on Dragon Ball Super.
yeah. Like definitely only reason why I say that is because they gotta go to the future because superhero is in the future. Goten and Trunks are older.
Mm-hmm.
Um it's like, bro, we need to get there so we could get Oob. Like he's the like if I'm sitting there thinking like we know who Oob is supposed to be, and I'm not
Yeah,
talking about through GT or anything, but like from the actual Dragon Ball Z
yeah, they
story, we
mentioned him.
know.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
mentioned him.
Well, and not only that, we know for a fact Goku chooses that little black kid, whatever he is, Indian black, whatever he is, he chose him to be the protector of Earth. So he's gonna train him. Like Goku literally leaves at the end of Dragon Ball Z. He leaves to train this little kid in
Mm-hmm.
his village. So if they go up to that part, because I feel like they're definitely gonna go into the future at some point, because they otherwise we know like it's predictable. It's like we already know. Like if you saying like Goku or Vegeta has like a threat, it's like well they're not gonna die, and if they do die, they're just gonna get wished back by the Dragon
Mm-hmm.
Balls. So
Well,
like
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
just skip past to where Gohan the superhero movie is, get in that timeline, develop Oob as like a youngster, maybe get them to the fucking tournament. They fight, Goku and Oob fight, and Goku decides to take him to go train him, and kind of put the spotlight on the weaker character because we already know Goku and Vegeta,
Gods.
yeah, they're on a different level. Like they're fucking beasts. Like the shit with this Gohan shit, it's confusing because it's like I don't think he gonna be like that. Like I feel like he's gonna because if you look at the end of Dragon Ball Z, Gohan did not look like a fighter at the end of Dragon Ball Z. He looked like a dad and a fucking scholar. Like
Mm-hmm. So my thing is, like you said, they need to go with the future. But another thing is, they need to they need to just get rid of. They need to go through GT. They need to make their timeline go through GT, just so GT is not a thing no more.
yeah,
It can just it can officially be its own canon, and they just need to put that timeline on par with GT because uh, Ball is a teenager. Uh, you know
GT fucks everything up.
exactly, and that's what I mean. They need to just move. They either put Super in that time era, so that way we can get the Majub, or we could get Goku training Majub after all their godly experiences, and we can get either Gohan being the dad, and then develop the stuff after Z, because like you said, they did show the stuff that comes after, and a tournament come like they need to pick up where that leaves off, because that's where Dragon Ball Z truly left off.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
then again, I understand that uh hindsight's 2020, and maybe if they knew Dragon Ball Super was going to be a thing 20 years later, maybe he wouldn't have ended Z that way.
it's well, he definitely because he handed off. it's weird because of how the rights work with the Dragon Ball thing. It's like you have a creator, like somebody who actually writes Dragon
Toriyama,
Ball,
yeah.
yeah, Toriyama, and then you have these other entities like Toei and shit, and they're like, well, if you're done writing it, we still pretty much own the franchise too, so we want to continue to make money off of it. So let us make our own thing, which was GT. And it's like, don't get me wrong, GT has some good ideas.
In its time, when GT first came out, it wasn't bad. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and totally shit talk GT. It had great concepts, great characters that were, fun, but all in all, I think the whole series just fell flat.
It was weird because Goku felt like the little Mexican kid, like he had a tan. It was like, what's going on here?
Why is
Then
he so?
when
Yeah, like
he
that, I
fucking
feel like that. I
transforms,
feel like that whole concept of like getting him back to be a kid again was kind of dumb.
and then why was his skin different?
Yeah. Oh, why was he like? I don't know. I just feel like the whole idea of everything was kind of dumb, but it kind of like it resets your main character to the point where it's like, oh, this is why he doesn't have these powers anymore.
Yeah, and like don't get me wrong, like I feel like the Super is more Goku. Like Super is more Goku like than GT Goku was. GT Goku, like as a
It's
kid,
weird. He was weird.
yeah, he was weird. And then even when he like goes Super Saiyan 4, it's just like now he's just badass. Like this Goku just sounds badass. And I'm sorry, like sometimes Goku does sound badass. Like when he transforms, like he does get cocky. Like when he know he's fighting somebody he can beat, he's like he is cocky.
Mm-hmm.
But Super Saiyan 4 Goku was just cocky like the whole time. Like he just didn't feel like Goku, and Goku's so like let me get up and fight.
I'm a
Like
fight. Like he's an enthusiast to fight. He's a fighting enthusiast.
yeah, he's something. Goku's something else. And I feel like with the super development of him, I feel like it's more accurate. And like same thing with Vegeta. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think mustache Vegeta should have ever been
A
a
thing.
thing. I feel like the Vegeta that we're getting in Super, where it's like he's learning to be a husband, a
Mm-hmm.
father,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and to balance out that fatherhood with his pride and being a warrior. And he's starting to become more like he's an earthling. He's
Yeah.
not, he's no longer the prince of a fucking planet. He's literally an earthling now.
Well,
Like,
he does have that one good line in GT where he says, "I'm a sane, but I am of the earth," or something like that. Like he does have that good line in GT.
I mean, they like I ain't gonna lie, like they did Vegeta kind of other than the mustache thing for me. I feel like they did Vegeta really good in GT. Like his method to get Super Saiyan 4 was definitely Vegeta like.
Mhm.
Like Vegeta, it seems like Vegeta would do something like that to obtain the same power that Goku has. Um, but then again, it doesn't, because we know Vegeta will train his ass off before
Yeah,
he
he's not
takes a
he's not the
shortcut.
shortcut. Yeah, he's not a shortcut taker. But I mean, like to be honest, that Blutz wave generator was built by Super Baby, so it's not like it was a Vegeta thing. So
Nah, he utilized it, and he knew what the fuck he was doing. He was in that
he
that
had to,
series.
bro.
He was
Had
like, I'm
to.
going Super Saiyan 4. Fuck that. Like that transformation's dope. It is like it graphically, Super
It
Saiyan
looks
4
cool.
is the dopest transformation that I've seen in Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Like the universe of
and
Dragon Ball.
in my opinion, because I feel like they're so afraid to say Super Saiyan 4 in this newer shit. That's why Gohan won't be Super Saiyan 4. Because what if they fucking straight up call Gohan's transformation Super Saiyan 4? What if? And they're not going to, but like no, this is Super Saiyan 4 in Super.
Bro, it like dead ass. It looks like all those pictures I've seen of like Super Saiyan 5 or Super Saiyan 10 or some shit, Super Saiyan 9. Like
Yeah,
all
when
those
they
like
make fake
fake
ass.
pictures.
Yeah.
It's like you don't know where it fucking came from. It's like this
Yeah.
look like some 99-cent store shit, but
It's like this is Super Saiyan Aquamarine. It's like, what the fuck is this?
it's dope as fuck
They look
because
cool.
they
They're always
always had the
animated
white
good.
hair.
Yeah, they're always animated cool. And I always wanted a white haired transformation. Like Ultra Instinct isn't white hair, it's silver. It's like
It's
that's
silver.
yeah.
The thing, like I really like Ultra Instinct.
I do too.
But this transformation here, like, it doesn't seem like it's a gimmick transformation. It just seems like a nigga got pissed the fuck off, went Super Saiyan, and he
Broke the
showed,
limit breaker.
bro, like, it's weird because like when Goku went Ultra Instinct for the first time, that was a spectacle. That was like, we seen that shit, and then the way he came out that fucking ground, like everybody thought he was dead.
Yep.
He fucking comes back from that fucking spirit bomb, and he
That
pops up on that hill on Jiren, Topo, Dispo, and it's like, oh, y'all niggas is looking right here. Get out the way. And him and Jiren get down, and Jiren like told the rest of them niggas like, yo, hold on, back up.
Yeah.
Let me fight him real quick because he seemed like he got the hands right now.
He got the juice.
The only part that like threw me off, because like I'm still, even like with Ultra Instinct, I don't quite understand it clearly yet as a transformation, because it's like it does so many different things.
Yeah,
like,
it to me, it's more of like it's not a transformation, it's an instinctual, like, it's just instinctual things that your body does. It's to call it a transformation, I feel would be a disservice to what the transformation actually is.
Yeah,
it's like his body's natural reactions.
Well, it's a technique.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a technique, but I don't feel it's a transformation.
No,
I feel
it's not a transformation.
I feel it's more or less like his body just reacting to the natural states of, life.
It's definitely a scary transformation, because like,
it is a divine skill, though. It is definitely a divinity based skill.
He can automatically evade attacks. Not only can he automatically evade attacks, like he's not trying.
His body acts independently from his mind.
He gets a massive power boost. Like, so massive, it's fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
The level
when it's controlled and used right.
Yeah, because like when he had the Omen sign, he wasn't hitting as hard as he was supposed to be hitting. But once he got it mastered, like I said, some of the things he does with it, it's like, wait a minute, you can become giant and like astral project like a spirit form of yourself. And
it's an insane, it gets to be so almost too insane to like quantify what the thing actually is. And
but
that's
Granola,
why it's a divinity based skill.
Granola fucks him up now. And that's where it kind of is like, I mean, we seen Jiren put hands on him at Ultra Instinct.
I feel like we're getting way too deep into Dragon Ball Super lore right now. So it's like, for the most part, I feel like what Gohan's transformation is I think it's possibly tapping on the door of divine energy for a mortal.
It is. It has to be.
Yeah, that's the only way I can think of it, is him tapping into divine ki. And I mean, realistically, if Gamma 1 and 2 were supposed to be on level of Super Saiyan God, that means Gohan and Piccolo have trained themselves to be on par with God, or with divine entities.
It took, so with Piccolo, he had to get a wish from Shenron for his potential to get unleashed.
Which makes sense, because, well, realistically, this is like my whole thing with Piccolo, is that I feel like he should be a lot more powerful than he is, because not only he's not, I don't think he's a true Namekian, he's a demon. He's like a demon that took the form of a Namekian, but he's already should have divine ki, or a divine pool of ki somewhere.
Yeah.
Even, or demonic ki, something like that.
Yeah, I think he has demonic ki for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he has to have something, because he's technically a demon that was like all the evil kami purged from his body. So he's already on some level has potential to be divine. So what I'm getting at is, when Piccolo gets his potential unleashed by Shenron, like, what does that actually mean for him? Like, whose potential is being unleashed? Nail, Kami's, or
Well,
all of them?
they're all, because now he's he's a new being with all of them put inside of him.
I mean, he's
So
already a super Namekian because Nail absorbed some people.
he's a different Namekian. I'll put it that, like, after these transformations, he's
Mhm.
definitely a different Namekian.
Yeah.
For him to have survived that Cell Max beat down, that definitely signifies he's strong. He was strong enough to actually restrain Cell Max from flying away. And like the way those wings sound, it's like,
Yeah.
if those aren't demonic divine wings, then I don't know what the fuck they were, because they were loud. They sounded like fucking, like, what is the sound of that? It's just like
Harrier jets taking off.
bro, crazy. And Piccolo did amazing in the movie.
So, as we were saying, Dragon Ball Super superheroes will be releasing in
August.
America on August 18th, and it'll be everywhere else by September 29th, or August 19th is United States, which is the only thing. And then they did release the voice cast, which, I think everybody's going to be pleased with. It has all the people returning. All the people that you want to return is returning.
Question:
Yeah.
Who's playing Broly?
They don't have that listed. They don't have Broly listed. They have all the other people listed, but they don't have Broly listed.
Yeah, because sexual allegations against the last guy that was playing this voice,
That guy.
and he was amazing.
Well, I'm sure if somebody has to play him in a pinch, I'm sure Sabat will have no problem playing him because he does everybody else in the show.
True. Chris, oh man, fuck that. Fuck Chris. No, fuck that.
Dude, that dude isn't. I watch a lot of fucking anime, and I'm not gonna lie, because I guess because he's the one doing all the dubs for Funimation.
Yeah,
he's
he
like the
literally
voice
has his own
director.
studio. Yeah, like he
Yeah.
has his own studio.
So,
Yeah,
that's how you really come up with it, bro. That's how you become in this voice acting game.
Please don't get that nigga Broly.
But anyway,
I like Vegeta, but no.
Yeah, that's all the stories I got for tonight.
Yes, it's getting late.
Yeah, it is getting late. We decided to do this late night vibes. I might do one more bowl to cap the evening, but I think I'm gonna do a bowl to respect the show. But I think it was a good strong show tonight. Keynotes, Capcom's fucking up. Dragon Ball Super, go watch it. If you haven't seen the show, it's on almost every streaming outlet. Hulu is where I watch it. Go watch it. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good year for games. I think right now is the best time to do this because the gaming industry right now is kind of in like a weird state. It needs to move forward as far as next gen's concerned. And I still think a lot of developers and publishers are stuck in that old model and that old mindset. And it's starting to bite them in the ass with all these AAA developing games failing.
Bro, we have to do a podcast for not just the weed, but that game High on Life.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know if you looked at it or anything, but I'm gonna get high as fuck and I'm gonna play that shit. That shit looks fucking crazy.
It's just with all the cool concepts coming out with next gen, just being powerful enough to run fun games. I think we're just gonna start getting that Wild West again of these indie developers making cool games again. We got games like Stray coming out, dude. Like, I would not think that was gonna be a thing 5 years ago. If you told me, yeah, dude, there's gonna be a game where you play as a cat. And it's like, what? I mean, don't get me wrong, like the Goose Game and Goat Simulator prove how popular that is. But I mean, they're kind of just sandbox games. This is a game where it's fully developed where you're playing as a cat, as an MC.
It's like Assassin's Creed meets Metroid with a cat.
Dude, a lot of people are saying like Cyberpunk Metroid cat.
Yeah, like I don't know what I still don't like. I looked at it and I said, I don't know why I'm so intrigued by this game, but I'm intrigued. Like it's strange. It's like it's I don't get intrigued by games that don't like it's a cat. Like it's like a real life cat. Like it's an alley cat.
It's nothing special. It looks like nothing special, crazy, or anything like that. But I saw the mechanics of the game. I saw how it works, and I'm like, this could be cool. This could be like Metal Gear Solid and Cat.
Bro, it's gonna be I'm surprised it's coming to the premium service to PlayStation Plus.
I know.
Launch.
I'm not gonna lie. For the games that will be coming to the premium PlayStation Plus, kind of excited. Kind of excited.
I don't even know all of them. Isn't the Uncharted collection the
Yeah.
new one supposed to come out?
I believe so.
Man, yeah, they got some headers, bro.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, just being able to play Miles Morales is just like great thing.
Miles, Returnal, Death Stranding. Because I was never gonna buy Death Stranding.
Me neither.
It's a walking simulator. I did not want to spend $60 on that game or 70.
I didn't either. I love you, Kojima, but I'm not spending $70 for a game where I have to transport goods.
It's like you want to be an Amazon worker in the game, like that's what that is. Yeah, man, but we definitely got a good outlook on the future of gaming with the services that we have now, like Game Pass.
Yeah, and, we're totally fans coming in here trying to look at gaming with a less corporatist mindset on it. It's looking at it through fans being actually excited for games and not having to, just review games to review them. So again, Friz.
Gamers Open Discussion, Sensei.
There we go. I think we got the first episode in the bag. I think call it a night, my friend. Peace, everybody.
Peace.